Welcome to In Moderation,
the show where we give you a moderate dose of info, sarcasm, and we already know we're not approved.
Were you licking your microphone just now?
That's what it looked like.
Just sticking my tongue out, getting some tongue exercises.
Welcome to In Moderation, where we're all getting our tongue exercises in.
Cow, now, bow, cow. You guys ever watch Anchorman? I like that movie.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite movies. Second one, not as good. Had a few good parts. First one, classic. One of my favorites.
I haven't seen the second.
You don't really need to see the second. It's got a few really funny parts, but mostly, like, just watch the first one. It's good. The chicken of the cave is really the only funny part. I know not the only funny part, but it's one of the funny parts of Anchorman too. Chicken of the cave, man. He's serving bat meat. It's just like, it's chicken of the cave, man. That's that part. That I like that part. That's funny. But anyway, how you guys doing?
Can we combine that with lava chicken?
What the hell is lava chicken? Like, okay, what lava?
From the Minecraft movie?
Oh, I haven't seen the Minecraft
meme
movie.
That's going around.
Oh, so that's when people throw shit in the theater? Is when the chicken
Liam's
comes
just
out?
not up with his memes.
I don't know.
Yes, that's where exactly. So we'll put on Anchorman 2, and then that scene comes on. We play lava chicken. Everybody throws shit at the theater. Everyone wins, except for the people that.
No. Ours meme is when that comes on, you clean your house because we're supposed to do good shit. So it's not that we don't make things dirty.
Okay.
When that comes on, then you clean your house. Boom, meme started, and it's for positive. Memes are rarely positive, but this time, from In Moderation, it will be.
And speaking of positivity, we have on today. Today, I am grateful. David, would you like to introduce yourself? Because we absolutely suck at introducing people.
I'd be happy to. My name is David, also known as Today I Am Grateful, or sometimes the Grateful Guy, and been operating the Today I Am Grateful social media channels now for a little over 2 years.
What are we grateful for today?
So today I am grateful for really nice weather. It finally dropped down. It was like a high of 70 today. And it's about time. I'm ready for the fall weather. It's a little bit.
Oh my God. It has been so unseasonably hot in Canada.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at pictures from last year, and this time last year, all the trees had changed colors. The weather was already cold and whatever. And this year, it's like we're just now getting down into cooler weather. And then Liam is freezing. So
I'm out on the patio because my daughter finally got to sleep.
Yeah, he got kicked out of the house.
We're in this Airbnb that my head just hits the ceiling in multiple places. It's not fun. And now I'm on a cold patio trying to record a podcast. Life, you know what I'm grateful for? But the fact that I'm moving into my new house tomorrow. Thank God. When you listen to this, I will be in my house, and that's just gonna be the best thing ever.
There's a lot of people who are, they don't like the fact that they're on the shorter side. Be grateful you're not Liam, because I mean, look at these problems hitting his head.
I'm not that. I'm like 6'3", so like I'm taller, but I'm not like, What's funny is in that video, I'm hitting my head on the ceiling in the bathroom because the bathroom is tiny. I feel like I'm in a Japanese bathroom. I'm hunched over like the Hunchback of Notre Dame trying to take a shower, and I did a video of it. And people are like, "How tall are you?" And I just keep saying like 7'1" or 6'9" or whatever it is. And just making shit, just making up numbers. I've had friends like who've mutuals are like, "How tall are you?" I'm like 7'2", and they're like, "Dude, you play basketball?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm not even that tall. This is just funny." It's a good time. Lying about things is really fun. I highly recommend it. No, officer, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I would have believed all those lies, but I've seen a picture of you beside Mike Pridgeon, so unless you're both lying.
And Mike's also on the taller side. He's like 6'3", so we're like talking to people, and people are like, other people are kind of just like, "Wait, what the fuck? You guys are tall? I thought you guys were short." Like, no, we're tall. It's weird, right? Who knows? I don't know, whatever. But anyway, David, how'd you get into being grateful for things? Were you just tired of being annoyed by things, and you're like, "Let's flip it around. Let's try something new"? That's what I'm guessing.
There's actually a lot to that. A lot of people are like, "Why are you happy all the time?" I'm like, because personally, I don't like being unhappy. Like, I guess some people do, but
fair.
No, it really started for me actually. I had gone through a really difficult time in life, mental health wise, And I'm naturally a very positive person. I'm a very optimistic. They tease me at work all the time because I'm the guy that's like, we're going to give it a try.
We got this,
might
guys.
Work out. And they're like, it's not going to happen. And I'm like, I am aware there's a 3% chance, but there's a 3% chance. Like,
okay, so you're the guy that was like, shut up, David.
Yes, that's me. But we're going to give it a try. Like, I don't get discouraged because I never expected it to work anyway, but I'm going to give it a try. So that's naturally me. And I'd gone through a time where I really lost all of that and was nothing but critical and negative. And I'm naturally very analytical. So that negative mental energy attached to my analytical side. And it was just really, really not good. Like there wasn't a positive thought running through my head for a long time. And a friend of mine, thank the Lord for friends, came in my office one day, just looked me dead in the face and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not." And he goes, "I didn't think so." He said, "You look like where I was about a year and a half ago." He had gone through a similar time. And so he kind of became my unofficial therapist in helping me work back through all the things. And the crazy thing is both he and I have worked with college students for years. And so we're doing this type of coaching with other people. Okay. And so he's saying to me, he's like, I know you know these things, but when we get in a bad spot, we forget them. So he went through, we have like a checklist that we use. And like, how are you doing in these areas of life? And I'm like failing on 75% of them.
Can you give us some of those here? Like,
okay, hold on. Before you do that, Mike Pridgeon, I know you're listening. You did this on purpose. You booked this guest on purpose. I know it. Thank you, Mike.
I would not put that past him.
Yep.
So we ran through these items, and I'm like just failing all over the place. And I knew that. And he's like, no judgment. Like, I know you know all those things, but they're some of the first things to go. And it's basic. The crazy thing is, functional, like at its core, functional mental health starts with really, really basic stuff. So it's, are you hydrated? Are you eating properly? Not just, not eating or trashy eating, whatever. Are you eating properly? Are you getting exercise on any sort of regular basis?
Okay.
What does your sleep schedule look like? Those types of things. What do you do for any type of restorative practices, be that prayer, devotional reading or meditation, like any of those kind of things? Just start walking through these things.
And you were like, I don't drink, I only eat honey buns, and I sit on the couch.
It was getting about that bad. So I'm showing up to work every day, and I knew I wasn't, in my best place functionally. So I'm like doing the things, but I knew I wasn't in a good spot. But one of those things that's in our list is intentional positive thinking, or gratitude. And not one that, if you would ask anybody about me, it would be like, that's never something you have to check up on David about. But that was something we needed to check up on David about. So he, like I said, kind of became my unofficial therapist, started checking in with me regularly, really, really appreciate him. Like, his influence was the turning point in my life. And I'd worked with people before that do this, so I knew I was in for a long haul. I'm like, minimum 3 months that I'm going to be working back toward a good place, because I've been wearing myself down for over 6. And as I was working through that, one of the areas I was really struggling with that bothered me a lot, because I'm naturally optimistic, was that that optimism was gone. And frankly, a lot of my what I would consider my natural personal skills and abilities were gone. And that was terrifying. I didn't know you could lose those. But I had. So I decided, I'm like, okay, read the research, all this intentional gratitude stuff. So I decided I'm going to do this. Like, okay. So I got my gratitude journal, a nice faux leather paper journal. Like, I'm going to start writing down 3 things I'm grateful for every day, meditate on that, get this stuff in my head and whatever. And I failed miserably, absolutely bombed that assignment. And discovered that the very idea of trying to come up with 3 things to be grateful for was triggering anxiety, which is what I'd been dealing with.
I feel
that. Just anxiety was my issue more than depression. And so it was triggering anxiety to have to do this thing. And I'm like, okay, I feel like somehow I'm defeating the purpose here.
Right.
So one day I'm just like, forget it. We're not doing 3 things. I'm going to do one thing. Like, that's hard enough for me right now. I can't think of a single thing to be grateful for. Like, I am going to pick one thing and just repeat that thing to myself all day long. Like, throw out the rules. Like, all the experts say 3 things, and the more involved it is, the better, whatever. Like, forget it all. Throw out all the rules, and I'll do one thing. Honestly, that was hard enough for me at that point. Way hard enough for me. But as I started doing that, I think it was within 2 weeks, I had actually started noticing a change in my thinking patterns where it was starting to become more positive. And the big kicker for me was I love to go jogging. That's like one of my exercises of choice because I can think and get exercise and release stress and clear my head.
You're one of those runners.
You are the runner, yeah. We've talked many times about how I think in one video I said I'd rather sandpaper my taint than go for a run, and people are like, "What?" Rough. I was like, "I don't like running at all. I really don't, unless there's a ball involved that I need some kind of sport or activity that gets me from here to there. A reason. I don't like the running very much, but hey,
we will remember that and just throw a soccer ball at you anytime.
I need something. Damn, give me a squirrel.
Perfect.
I'll chase chipmunks before anyway. But I mean, no, 'cause I wanted to say, I was thinking of something like you were saying, like you didn't realize how much like your mental health had like taken a toll, right? And I think that kind of happens a lot of people with a lot of different things. So, like, we hear it all the time with people gaining weight or something like that. Like it's a pound here, a pound there. They don't realize, and then kind of one day they wake up and like, oh wow, I had weighed myself. I didn't realize how much weight I gained. And I think it kind of happens with a lot of things. Mental health is like one of those. Just like every day kind of becomes your new normal, and like a little bit at a time. Before it takes a moment like that, like you were talking about before, you're like, oh shit, like I didn't even realize, right? Like it takes one of those moments for you to like come to that realization.
And often it helps if somebody else steps in and helps you realize that, which, be that your scales or a friend. Like,
I think it kind of,
it's true. I've run myself, and like looking back on it now, I can see it more, but you don't pay attention to it when you're doing it just little by little.
Right. I
had run myself completely past all reserves. And then one day the straw broke the camel's back, and there wasn't anything left to draw on.
Would you recommend then for people to kind of try and stay on top of things then? Like having some sort of like checklist or something that you kind of run through or something like that to make sure you kind of stay on the right path?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I actually I give paper checklists. Sometimes I have it in a spreadsheet form too of the basic things, but honestly, having a friend that can help you kind of monitor your life, because you will still lie to yourself on the checklist.
Yeah.
You're not actually real great at evaluating yourself. So having somebody else that can do that, be it a therapist or even just a friend that you have a regular check-in with, we have this thing in runner circles. I know you guys don't have to deal with it at all in the other side, but we have this thing in runner circles is if you run with somebody else, you tend to run longer because, that pal motivation. And I think that's true in most workout, physical exercise, and even in other areas. And I think it's true in mental health too. If you have somebody to, quote, work out with in mental health, it helps keep you on track.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the things I've always said is one of the most powerful things you can do for somebody who's going through a rough time is just to be there.
For sure. And you never know what people are going through. We'll just pick on Liam for a second. Like, people look at
Liam can't hear us. He's
I wish I could be like
I can hear you. We were making sure the dogs get fed because the food is in the car, and I have to run out and get it and bring it back in to make sure the dogs eat, because you know what they didn't eat enough of? The trash. When we came home, it was just everywhere. That was another thing. You know what I'm grateful for? Trash being all over my floor after my dogs get into it, and there's just little mini Twix bars and coffee grounds everywhere.
See, I'm so grateful. Literally just made my point for me. So thank you. What I'm saying is people look at Liam's Instagram and they're like, man, I want to be like Liam. I want my life to be like Liam's. And Liam's like, dude, I am dealing with every single real life problem that you are dealing with, except I've got them all in 1 week. Like,
it feels
I
that
came
way.
home and my dogs have trashed things out. My house moving got postponed, and I'm doing a podcast from a freezing front porch of my Airbnb.
And my kid doesn't know how to sleep.
And my kid won't sleep.
The kid won't sleep.
I'm dealing with all the human shit. Yeah, I try, like, I should probably even do it more in videos, but I do try in videos to show, like, hey, this ain't I ain't fancy, man. Like, hey, I deal with all the stuff that, like, everybody else deals with. I make all the mistakes that people are making. I think that's why people like my cooking videos, because I fuck up so much shit, like, constantly. I'm like, I do something, they're like, you're not supposed to do that, you're supposed to. I'm like, listen, I don't know, man. I'm not a chefologist. I don't know how any of this works. I just put things in other things, and I hope they turn into food.
That's also why you kept not necessarily kept, but you didn't care about all the mess behind you while we were recording. It was that's there. It's life.
Oh my God. People would be like, there's a pile of laundry. I'm like, yeah, there is a pile of laundry. Like, I haven't done it since fucking January to deal with it. Like, I'm keeping my head above water here, man. I'm trying to do everything I can, but it's rough.
So I really think that this is an important thing for people to hear, because, I mean, there's always been the running joke of, like, the Instagram life and the Instagram story, and, you know, the people that have film in that one perfect section of their house on how to do home decor, and then if they are ever kind enough,
they usually have like a block of like a week or a month where they just have everything perfectly set up, and they film all of their content right then, and then spread it out.
Well, I've heard I've heard some people get Airbnbs just so that they have a clean house to film their content at. So maybe that's actually what's going on with Liam.
I would not be paying for that. Are you kidding me? I'm going to pay money to have a clean room.
Paid money to hit his head on the ceiling every time he cooks.
The bathroom, oh my God, everything is just and like, I don't know why sound carries more in this place, but, like, you know, any little sound will wake her up, and the daughter doesn't sleep well already. So yeah, we're all dealing with that shit. And I know it's super easy to look at, like the Instagram pictures. I think we're getting a little better at it. I think humans are getting a little better at that, and more videos are going viral of people showing their lives in a complete fucking disarray, where just everything's messed up, and we're all like, yeah, that's where we're at. Like, we need to kind of see that, because I think it's more realistic, right?
Well, real life is real for everybody, and I've gotten several comments like that for my channel, because generally my content's very positive, because the whole point is something that we can be grateful for today. And they're like, man, like, you've got the most wonderful life ever because you always have something to be grateful for. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, let me tell you again about where this practice started. I was like in the worst place I have ever been in my life. It's actually when life is rough that you need the challenge to intentionally focus on something positive. And so, yeah, I mean, I've got the same life that everybody else is dealing with all of the things, but I've tried to train myself out of the negative thinking to be like, okay, my dogs just trashed this entire house, but I love my dogs.
Yeah.
And so I am grateful for my dogs.
And I found all the little Twix. I got little fun-sized Twix everywhere. Now I get to pick one up and eat it, which I did. I picked it up, I ate it, and I stared at the trash at my feet. That's what I did. I was just like, okay.
You should have got down on your knees and just looked your dog right in the eye and ate it.
Oh, yeah, right. I would get slobber all over my face. They would just come up, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, great. That's exactly what I... But getting back to you, Dale, you said you had to find one thing, right? You were like, I need to find one thing that's positive. So what did you find? Was it the weather? What did you find?
Today was the weather, yes. But the one that really sticks in my mind where like something started changing in my brain was I had been like, I go on my run, and that's, you know, when thoughts always run. And they had been just for months, just constantly negative. I was coming up with, I mean, just analyzing everything, all the things that could go wrong, like all of that. That's what was happening on my runs, which is sort of defeating the whole stress relieving purpose. And I was on this run, and a absolutely beautiful bluebird. I have never seen one like that before or since. It was not a bluebird. It was like iridescent blue, little teeny thing. Flew across the road that I was running. And I was like, man, that's really cool. Like, that's a beautiful bird. And that was like the thing that stuck. I'm like, I can be grateful that I saw that bird today. Like, as so small and as so minor as that was, when I was living in a dark and negative space in my head, a flash of beautiful color in nature was like huge to me. And so that was the entire rest of the day. Was I am grateful for that bird and that I got to see that bird in my run today. So about
the figurative spark that lights the fire.
Exactly. So about 2 weeks later, something like that, it may have been a little bit longer, I was on a run, and kind of right at the beginning, there was something that was like, oh, that's something I could do. I could put in my gratitude journal. Oh, that's something, like, the whole run ended up that way. Like, all of a sudden, it was like, whoa, my brain is rewiring to look for the positive and start marking these positive things, because it was looking for something to fill in that gratitude journal and the vlogs that I was doing at that point. So honestly, and let me just jump to that real quick. I never could get a paper journal to work. I could not. It just wasn't working. I could not stick with it. So the whole social media channel started with this thought that I'm like, if I do this on TikTok as a video every day and commit that I'm like, to the whoever the 4 viewers are, that I'm going to do this every day, like, maybe that will provide like the motivation, accountability I needed. And it absolutely did. Totally worked. As soon as I started doing it on TikTok, I was consistent every single day, and that
happens to a lot of people with like their weight loss journey. Or they're trying to like either lose with their weight loss journey or their health journey or whatever it is. Like, they're like, I'm going to record myself. I'm going to record myself walking in my apartment because that's all I can do. I'm just going to walk in my apartment, and that gives them accountability, and they keep going. So I think just whatever it is, like, you're recording yourself, you're like, well, I started it. I'm going to fucking keep going. I mean, I go mostly out of spite. Yeah. That's what works for me. Like, a pure spite is just, there's no drive like that. Am I going to let my haters win? Get the fuck out of here. No, I need to prove them wrong, and that is why I continue.
Liam is grateful for his haters.
I am great. I am very grateful for my haters.
I am actually grateful for my haters as well. There's really cool stories there if we want to jump into that later. So yeah, that was the thing. And I was stuck in TikTok jail for the majority of the time. I mean, we got 200, 300 views. But it was already kind of blowing my mind. Like, I was doing this for me because I just needed it. And I'm like, man, there's like 200 other people that saw today the choice that I'm making to focus on something positive. Like, that's cool. And if it's 200, like, if never more than 200, like, hey, that's 200 people. Like, there's a positive impact there. And after, again, like I said, I knew it was going to be several months. So after like 2 or 3 months, I was really doing much better mental health wise. I was getting back to my old self and whatever, but I had seen so much like extremely obvious positive results from what I was doing with the gratitude practice. I'm like, I'm just going to keep doing this, because the way I got in this mess in the first place was like, I'm doing fine. I don't need to do these things on my checklist anymore. Like, start coasting. But so I just decided I was going to stick with it. And somewhere I've been doing it more than 6 months, every day for more than 6 months, with stuck in TikTok jail. All of a sudden, I had a video that just absolutely went viral, and followers started piling up and all this stuff. And I'm getting messages from people and be like, it's crazy. I had hit a nerve of other people that were in a similar place to where I had been. And they're like, I just needed something simple. Like, one thing, I mean, a lot of my videos are 6 seconds long. It's like, you do not have to read the motivational journal for today. That's a 15-minute this thing, and then that and the others. Like, just something to break that negative pattern in your mind, and then repeat it. And it has now grown crazy, across the channels. I'm, hundreds of thousands of followers, and messages from people all over the world saying, like, this has meant so much to me in helping me in my mental health journey and overcoming my negative thinking and make change, which is just, I love it. Like, I love seeing that impact on other people. And I happen to know that you guys have both done that for others in your own journeys as well. And it's just a beautiful thing especially when you're the one healing, and you see how your healing and your own personal growth is also benefiting others. I just think that's beautiful.
Just something, I think, like you were saying, just something small that's like positive for people to pick up on. So do you recommend kind of doing the same thing for when people like ask, like to kind of start a journal, start with just one thing positive? Do you think that's good to start with one thing positive?
And so far as I know, I'm literally the only person that recommends one, because all the science, I mean, you go read all the studies, all the science says 3. Like 3 is the minimum. And the more detailed the thing that you write, the better the impact. I mean, the science is not questioned, but reality.
Yeah, because like every time it comes up for me, because I go through a lot of stuff, and it's always well, what are these things that you're grateful for? And you always have to think of these grandiose things. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, my finances suck. My dad's health is bad. I literally just got a death threat on the weekend.
But no, it's like I could be.
Yeah, but instead of like thinking of all that stuff, just something simple, some simple little thing, right?
Exactly.
I can be grateful today that I have a friend like Mike.
Exactly.
We all have to be grateful for Mike. We gotta tell him.
We do.
We're all grateful for him. Mike needs some gratefulness. Mike
needs some gratitude.
Mike needs some gratitude.
So this is where we plug. Everybody go follow Mike Pridgeon and send him a message.
Oh yeah, everybody listening, bombard Mike's I need a plan. Mike needs a plan.
Mike needs a plan.
Bombard him with his comments with Mike needs gratitude.
There you go.
Do you think so? When you're talking about just one thing, so do you do that per day, or you just kind of like you wake up, you do your run, or if you're me, anything but run, and then you think about something that would be like that's just something positive? Let me see that.
That's generally the thing, and then especially when I started, it's become much easier now that like I'm in a much better place.
But for people
when
who
I started, that's what it was. I would pick one thing, and then I would have to tell myself that I wasn't allowed to try to add more, because like that I was almost a little bit like obsessive. Like my anxiety and my analytical nature had like combined to become like obsessive in a negative way. So then it was like the rules are just one thing. So as soon as you got that one thing in the morning, you just repeat that to yourself all day long. So my goal was like a dozen times throughout the day. Once every regular waking hour of the day or something like that. Just put that thought back in my mind. And I'll tell you, this is a free technique for everybody. One of my favorites if you are in a difficult spot, because it actually combines 2 things at once. And that is using physical objects around you as the things you're grateful for. And why does this work so well? Because it is literally the practice of grounding that you use to recover from anxiety attacks and different things like that. You literally are doing grounding and gratitude at exactly the same time.
So like I would be grateful for these giant crayons that my daughter picked out.
How many giant crayons do you have there that you're grateful for?
I don't know how to count. Like Oakley's teaching me, but I haven't.
He can only count to 4.
Yeah, but there's at least 4 there. So. Yeah,
I'll tell you what I'm not grateful for is the train that you guys are about to hear.
I heard it.
Yeah.
You heard it. You got a train? Maybe that's what cut my signal.
The train's coming through.
Yeah, breaking Liam over here. So we'll be grateful for the train.
But yeah, Oakley picked out giant crayons, and I was like,
get the free cameo on this podcast.
Brig, you can get some giant crayons. She loves to draw. I'm happy. I'm grateful for my daughter drawing with giant crayons.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's just such a cool thing. And as a parent, like that might not mean as much to other people, but as a parent, that can be something that really warms your heart.
Yeah.
It's just so fun to watch your kids do things.
Oh yeah, she picks out one color and she's like, "Oh, next color," and before you know it, it's just everything. And I'm like, "Perfect, there you go." That I'll take any, with her.
That goes on the fridge.
Well, exactly.
On to the next thing. Whatever keeps her interested for more than 5 seconds, I'm like, totally, let's do that thing.
So we have this cool thing in our house that all of our exterior doors are metal doors. Okay. And we have 3 exterior doors, which means we have a lot more space than just the fridge that we can put pictures and paintings up with magnets. We have stuff on all the doors.
So you're grateful for more space to hang things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So do you recommend then for other people that it works, like I guess journaling it out, writing it down, spreadsheets, Google Docs, like, just whatever works?
Literally whatever works for you. Yep. And I think that is kind of the biggest thing I want to get across to people is you can get the science and know what the right thing to do is, but if it isn't working for you, it's completely defeating the purpose for its existence. So figure out what works well for you.
A calendar, and then for each day you write just one word that like relates to that thing, like bird, crayon, or something like that for each thing. That would be really cool to look back on, like, you know, at the end of the year.
In moderation.
Yeah. Here, just grateful for, you know, whatever it is. Chips. I love chips. you know, I think
the one that went crazy viral near the beginning was muffins. Like, I am grateful for muffins, and apparently millions of other people were too.
Grateful for muffins. That's interesting. It's always, social media is a weird game, man. You never know. You just throw shit out there, and you know. I went first viral for diet soda, artificial sweeteners. That's pretty much how it always goes for me. Just a fucking always like aspartame. So then I started doing tons of videos, and I became like the aspartame guy. It was very dumb, but I was like, whatever, it's working. That's what people want to hear and talk about.
Also the anti-Bobby guy.
For sure.
So I watched some of your videos where you're defending the artificial sweeteners. But I didn't see any specifically about aspartame. So let's have the conversation because it's fun. Are you defending aspartame?
I love aspartame. It's one of my favorite things. It's makes diet soda sweet and tasty, and it has basically 0 calories. Technically, it has the same number of calories as sugar per gram, but it's 200 times sweeter. So you use like a few. Yeah,
I prefer Ace K myself.
You blend them together in 0 sugar. That's what 0 sugar is. It has Ace K and aspartame, and then you get more of a real sugar taste. That's why a lot of people prefer 0 sugar. But some people still like diet because they just like the taste of aspartame, which, hey, you know, I'm not here to yuck your yum. Whatever works.
So are we going to just ignore the laxative effect?
I've never had a laxative effect of aspartame.
Seriously?
This is something I've heard the migraines. People say they get some migraines, but I've not heard a laxative effect from aspartame.
Yeah, I personally don't like the taste of aspartame. I can taste it, and I don't care for it. Sweetness, sure, but not the taste. But
it does have a specific taste for sure.
And I've talked to it. I'm pretty sure that it's sort of like generally recognized that, at least for a number of people, it has laxative effects. So we had this bad choice one time where we got a bunch of sweet and flavored water in like just cases that were donated. And so we had large groups of people that were just knocking down like 5 of these a day. Needless to say, that didn't go well. So anyway, I was curious about that.
I think Liam's just kind of we broke Liam. I actually wanted to go look at what the mechanism behind it was.
I'll be curious on that.
A very quick search.
What's your favorite artificial sweetener?
No specific research has determined whether aspartame causes stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
But it is reported effects. So
that would be an interesting study.
Yeah, it would presumably just be something to do with differences with how you absorb it, and probably, if it's causing a laxative effect, it would be the inability to absorb it.
Now there's a study for you. This is going to be a new episode for Liam in the future.
I think we broke Liam.
We broke him. Like, do some people not have a poor ability to absorb aspartame? Totally possible.
Yeah. The gut's fun like that. You know, some people have no trouble with things. Other people just goes right out of them. Mm-hmm. Then there's, Liam over here. You'll eat 200 grams of fiber a day, no problem.
Okay.
He and I are both high on the fiber intake, and we always tell people we got there over time, right? It wasn't we just jumped into it. It's from us having eaten a lot of fiber over time. And most people, have struggled to get like just 8 grams, 10 grams of fiber a day, and we're telling them, increase it slowly. I think we restored Liam.
What'd you find, Liam? Maybe not.
No.
Nope, he's gone.
No, we completely broke him.
This is my official apology to Liam. I never meant to insult an artificial sweetener in such a way that would hurt his feelings.
He hurt his feelings so much he just quit the podcast. You'll get to walk away from this podcast officially as the one guy that made Liam quit. Today, I am grateful I made Liam quit.
And then we're going to have a post from Liam soon that is like, my rebuttal against the Today I Am Grateful guy's dreadful accusation against artificial. It's like, well, I will just say from my own personal experience, that's a sweetener I need to avoid.
That's fair enough. And I mean, there's also people that need to avoid aspartame because they have that one condition that I can't remember off the top of my head, where they now it's like phenylketo.
Oh, PKU. Yeah, PKU.
PKU. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they get too much phenylalanine.
Yep.
And like it's fair. Like there's people that have to avoid it.
That actually runs in my family. To be clear, I have been tested and I don't have it, but it would be interesting to see if then there are certain tendencies that go along with that. But yeah, I have relatives with PKU, and yeah, aspartame's real bad for that.
Yeah. For me, I can't stand the taste of stevia.
Really? And I like stevia, but it is a taste. Like
it is a taste, and it's a taste that. So I'm what they call a super taster.
Okay.
And like I can taste. It's amazing. The best example of this was when I was in the Amazon doing volunteer work, and we were going around and we were just picking fruit for lunch and stuff, and we'd get to new ones and the guide would be like, here, everybody taste this. And there was one, I don't remember what it was called, but everyone passed it around, took a bite, and they were like, well, this just tastes like water. And it got to me and I took a bite and I was like, oh my God, that's the most bitter thing I've ever tasted. What are you talking about? It just tastes like water.
Interesting.
Yep.
So your taste palette is significantly broader than the average person, sounds like.
And it sucks.
It would, because then stuff that is in foods, you're noticing that the people who made it are like, yeah, nobody will notice that.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the most prominent tastes is bitterness. So I can really taste the bitterness in things.
What a fantastic taste to have like an extra sense for.
What an excellent superpower right there, right?
Hello, everyone. I'm currently brought to you by my bathroom, the one that is tiny that I had to try and come into the Airbnb to get closer to the Wi-Fi network and hide. Hopefully I don't wake up ugly.
Oh, we just assumed that you left the show because of, insults against aspartame.
I thought, the aspartame got me because I'm sponsored by aspartame.
I made a apology to you.
Aspartame, you remember, where the hook, when people are out on stage and they have the hook and they just pull them off stage? That's what aspartame just did to me.
So Rob looked it up real quick, and it is an undetermined but sometimes commented on effect.
Interesting. I've not heard this.
Yes.
Oh.
Today we learned.
Yeah. Today we learned. And
yeah.
So this is a completely random aside, but
we're good at completely random asides.
Yeah.
We worked with a flavoring company for a while. And I learned that when they make, both artificial and natural flavorings, because the difference between those is actually pretty small, that they will intentionally add in other things to the flavors to mess up the machines that their competitors use to reverse engineer the flavorings that they use.
Oh, interesting. That makes sense.
The majority of people cannot taste the other things that they add to mess up those machines. But I wonder if Rob can and does on a regular basis.
That's an excellent question. Because I have no comparison point as to what things taste like to
everybody else. Yeah, you wouldn't know.
What could they add? I mean, they must add things that have no. Well, that's interesting.
It is. There's a lot of weird, crazy things, and I don't want to reveal.
My wife is laughing at me because I'm in the bathroom. I don't think
they're industry secrets. Yeah,
she's just walking by and cracking up. Yeah, the Wi-Fi out there doesn't work as well, so I just go. Oh yeah, and the light I had on out there is super
Liam's
bright.
Life is going.
Yeah, the light out there was super bright into her window, and she also can't use the AC because it's also hot in here. It's cold out there, hot in here. Everything's great. Everything's so awesome. You can go turn the light off and turn your AC on if you want. That's fine. I'll just hide in the bathroom. She's cracking up. She's losing it.
The happiest family when you finally get in your new house.
Tomorrow we get there. Yeah, just close the door. I'll just be in the dark. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'll be like Bane. I come from the dark, or whatever he says. I don't remember. Batman something. I was born in the dark. I was born in the dark. That's what it is.
There you go.
I got it. I'll get there. That's where I'm at. So yeah, that's what I'm grateful for. The getting out of here and being in the house tomorrow. What everybody else? What's everybody else grateful for today besides muffins? Obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Always muffins.
Yeah, just shut it. Yeah, I'll be in the dark.
Always.
Just shut it. It's fine. No, just shut it. Just shut it. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm in the dark. Perfect.
There we go.
There we go.
Awesome. Everything's great.
And we are already mutually grateful with you for your new move-in tomorrow. That sounds absolutely thrilling.
Holy shit!
But some days are hard. Like, and people ask me that. Like, so what do you do when you're having a hard day? Like, do you still have days where it's hard to think of things? Yeah, it's like really crazy how the brain does that, because on most days I could give you 10. Like, it's so easy. And then there's just a day that like I can't come up with anything because like you were saying, Rob, like so many things are going wrong all at once, and like your brain just shifts there. But I think that's actually the power of gratitude and of positive thinking is your brain has trouble doing both at the same time. It can, but it has trouble doing that. And so if you're stuck in the negative and you start inserting positive, literally anything, if it's just one thing and it's this blue bird or it's...
Well, yeah, what do you recommend for people to get to the positive? Just go outside, go for a walk, look for something?
Look around you. Literally just look around you. Yeah. We, as humans, we do this thing where stuff that we appreciate, we keep around us. And so most people, if you're sitting in your house, there are 5 things around you that you're grateful for, like right now.
At least 5. Yeah.
Now you're in the bathroom.
I can't see. I'm in the bathroom in the dark, so I can't see anything.
If you're sitting on the toilet, that's a thing you're grateful for.
Yeah, I'm grateful for indoor plumbing.
Outhouses,
Even if you're alone in the dark in your own bathroom with the door shut, you can find something.
It's true. I mean, there is always something, but the challenge is here, and working through that. So, I mean, I am like no judgment for anybody who's struggling with that, because I've been there as much as anybody else has. And again, having a community is great. So, some days I jump on and look at comments that other people have made on my posts of things they're grateful for, because I needed that.
That's nice.
And like forever, there's people making comments about stuff I've never thought of before in my life. So my favorite, all of a sudden one day, I realized I had never done a grateful video for glasses.
That's funny.
I am absolutely dependent on my glasses. Like every single
video
I have ever made.
Contacts, same.
Yes. Every single video I've ever made, I was looking through my glasses to make that video, and it never crossed my mind to be thankful for my glasses. I'm legally blind without them. Like, it's something, so many things we just take so for granted. It just seems so normal to us. We never think to do it. So, I think one of the big things with me on Today I'm Grateful is there is nothing too silly and nothing too small to be grateful for. And just eliminating that, because I think a lot of it is just we have this self-imposed embarrassment of like, oh, that's a dumb thing, or people will think that's stupid, or that's cringe. Fine, I don't care. Like, that's okay. Because literally anything, and stuff that one person finds just really cool, other people may not find cool. Fine.
I'm grateful for the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, because I've never not looked at one of those and smiled. Every time I've seen a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, I always smile. I'm like, I like that.
They make mini ones that run on USB. You should probably get one.
I would totally. Yeah, I should get one of those. That would be really it's just in there just the whole time. I'd be too distracted.
Just in the background of your video. Another talking point, another eye catch.
People are going to stop asking about my shirts and start asking you about the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man in the background.
So I'm curious, Rob, you mentioned some of the things that I don't know how current all those things are that you mentioned when things are kind of going on.
Very current.
Very current. All right. What have you done to keep yourself in a positive space while dealing with all that stuff in life?
I have a cat.
There you go. The cat's good.
For real.
But also surrounding myself with excellent people helps.
Like Mike needs a plan. Everyone go over and show Mike some love. Oh shit, I just hit in the wall with my elbow. This is great. I'm doing awesome. Don't mind me. You guys go ahead.
Yeah, no, it was it's been a very, very dark year for me.
And even just this week.
Yeah, it's just
right. You got your window smashed in.
Literally have somebody running around saying it apparently has a death threat against me.
Oh.
What in the world?
That's apparently I'm hacking his internet.
Oh. Yeah, you really should stop doing that.
So maybe there's
I would love to stop doing that if I even knew who the fuck he was.
Interesting.
No, it's just he showed up it was the roommate got the door. He showed up on Sunday, and he was just drugged out and just screaming and looking for the previous guy that lived here as well as, and when the roommate said, he doesn't live here anymore. It's me and Rob. He's like, oh, Rob, that guy, tell him I'm going to fucking kill him. Just tell him to stop hacking my internet.
Man. Hey, kids, don't do drugs.
And then, I came and smashed my truck.
I don't.
Oh, gosh.
Don't do drugs.
So that's the person who smashed your truck. Great. Yeah, that's rough. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's, and then, dealing with my dad's health on top of everything and finances. And now instead of fixing my teeth, I get to fix my truck. But it all comes down to, animal assisted therapy for me is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Huge thing. Love having a cat. I wasn't joking about that. And then being able to touch base with Liam and Mike and Adam and James as well. James checks in on me once in a while as well.
That's good.
It's been, it's the people.
Right. Because being isolated in Canada up there, not too many people.
Sucks. Yeah. It also, and then I stream on Twitch and I get to chat with some people there and stuff. And that's nice.
Yeah. Life is not easy. It's just not. And those questions are how do you just keep putting one foot in front of the other? Of course, I've never been in a situation where I've had an active death threat against me. That's sort of a whole new level of things. Yeah.
I sleep with my knife under my bed now and my axe near the door. Yeah.
And sometimes, and I think that's part of the flip side. And so, people talk about oh, well, you always positive and whatever. And I've had a few people challenge me and I'm honestly, the first conversation we have, if we're just going to sit down and talk, is more of a how are you conversation, because gratitude it's not a false mask that you wear. That's fake. It's not that. It's a choice you're making to try to rewire what your brain is looking for in the world, and then in turn what it finds in the world, because your brain always finds what it's looking for. But it is never, I never recommend it outside of what reality is. And so it can totally be everything seems like it's going absolutely awful right now. And it's okay to feel that. It's okay to work through those emotions. It's okay to sit and have those conversations, or sit in silence because you don't know how to have those conversations. That's me when I'm in a rough time. And it's also okay. This is the part I think a lot of people struggle with, is that you can go both directions at once. You say, all of this is going on and I'm not denying any of it. And I am choosing to have something I am grateful for, so that my brain doesn't become convinced that everything is awful. To just have that.
Because you don't want to pretend it didn't happen or it's not there or anything, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's no need to go into denial. There's no need to, reverse all of that. And I've been in plenty of those spaces where I'm today I got absolutely nothing. I'm dealing with reality. It's one foot in front of the other. We've had multiple things with kids in the hospital, or, dealing with that kind of stuff. And, what is it? And, some of those days literally was, I am so grateful that there is a medical team, because I am so lost right now. There is I have literally nothing. And all of my hopes in life are currently pinned on a 3-doctor team that's in that room. But you can look at that negative, and then it's but grab the positive thing. There's a 3-doctor team in that room that I can have trust and hope in what they're doing right now. So you don't deny the difficulties, but also try to just open up that other side of your mind so that it can see the positive, because otherwise it will just go down the negative toilet tank, and that's not a good space.
I think we even had kind of an example right here on the podcast where Liam had some technical difficulties, and it's like, yeah, that's frustrating. We don't know what, on our end, we don't know what's going on. Liam has to figure things out. But instead of like being down about it, we just started cracking jokes.
Yeah.
I think, and I like what you're saying, like you started making videos, like you could write it down. You could, like, even if you don't want to post it, what if you just record yourself and just keep it on your camera? Right? You have a folder just on your camera where you're just like, hey, I'm grateful for this thing. And then you can go back and you have all of them. You don't even need to post it. You don't need other people to see it. It's just for you. Have it there. So at least it's something.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, overall, I'm actually a fairly private person. So like deciding to do something like that publicly was a very different choice for me. But there's still a lot of things I'm not going to discuss. I'm just not going to be comfortable discussing openly on this Today I'm Grateful channel. So, but yeah, those are still things that I'm going to focus on and be grateful for, even if it's not something that I'm really ready to share. I think one of the crazy challenges right when I started, I was still in a bad mental health space, and my grandma passed away, and I was very close to her. And my friend came to my office when he heard, and he's like, "How are you taking this?" And I said, "Honestly, I'm taking it really well, because I have been living in this type of crisis and anxiety and stress or whatever, and now I at least have a reason to feel the way I feel." It's like I was already there, but it was a difficult, like, I really had a lot to wrestle through. But at her funeral, it switched to, that was my grandma. Like, I am the most blessed person in the world that wonderful lady was my grandma, and I have had her in my life for all of these years. Like, was the grief still there? And I think that's the hard thing. Is like people will say, well, then you weren't grieving. No, the grief was all still there. The sadness is all still there. But I also had this, like, at the same time, like, overwhelming sense of like, wow, the reason I'm so sad is because she was an incredible person.
Right.
And I had the privilege of being her grandchild. Like, what just an awesome thing.
Yeah. I mean, the better something is, the sadder you'll be about it.
Right.
Exactly. And the reality is, just when it comes to being grateful, we are, as humans, the worst at not recognizing something that we are grateful for until after we lose it. That is actually the most common time when we notice something. So one of the wrestles I have with people is they only want to be grateful for something they have currently. I'm like, you can absolutely be grateful for something you've had in the past and lost. And you will actually notice it and feel it way more in that situation than you would have at other times. You can be grateful for something that you are grateful for, but you don't currently have. So like, Rob is really grateful for financial stability, and that's why this stresses him if he's not in it right now, like, because that's something he really values in life.
Okay.
Liam really likes ceilings that are taller than he is.
I'm grateful for being able to stand up. I'm grateful to be able to stand up without hitting my head.
Yeah, but it gets you into the space that is, like, I think, like, one of the things that either I'm known for or I get teased for, but is the whole idea that everything that frustrates you actually points to something you're grateful for. Everything you're sad about points to something you're grateful for. Every negative emotion you experience in life actually relates to something you're grateful for. And so everything then can become not a trigger, but like a path. And again, not to deny the reality of something, but to show you the path of, like, wow, there's actually something I really value connected here, and that's why I'm experiencing the negative emotions I'm experiencing right now.
Randomly, this is something Liam and I both have in common. We are still friends with our exes.
Yeah, my ex-wife.
And that boggles a lot of people's mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, but we, I don't want to speak for Liam, but I think we both can agree that, like, we can look at that and be like, yeah, it sucked that stuff happened and stuff, but we're still grateful for this person. We're still grateful to have them in our life.
Right. Like you were with them for a reason. Like I married my high school sweetheart when we met when we were 16. So it's like we grew up together, and it's like you want to just like cut all ties with that and never like again. Like, I don't know. Why not take some of the good and try and leave more of the bad if you can? I get why people don't want to do it, but at the same time, it should make sense that you'd want to hold on to something there. Yeah. You know what I'm grateful for that I don't have? A DeLorean. Hey, David, did you hear that they're remaking the DeLorean?
Are you serious?
Yeah, we talked about this last week. I went off on a tangent, so I'm not going to go off on the whole thing again. But just take a quick guess at how much they're selling the new DeLorean for. Everyone who's listened to it last week is like, oh, there's no way he's going to guess what it is. It is actually, well, it's $250,000, so it's $250,000 is the starting price.
The starting price, that will go way higher. Like that will
go higher, and that's what I don't have it, but I'm grateful that it exists, and I'm grateful for that new DeLorean because that's what I want, but I'm not going to be able to get it, but I'm still grateful for it.
Oh, so you're grateful you get the chance to see somebody else driving it down the street.
I will get to see someone else driving it.
You're talking about a line of new DeLoreans.
Yes, a line of new DeLoreans.
I thought you were talking like a singular remake of the
No. They're totally remaking it with like new new material, like updating it, but still keeping the butterfly doors or whatever it is, the wing doors, whatever it is, because I told them that I've never seen Back to the Future, but it would be really funny if I owned a DeLorean, and when people asked, you must love it, I'm like, no, I've never seen it, and that's just funny. And my whole life I try to just make it into a joke, so that would have been a very good joke. Unfortunately, I won't be able to afford it, but I'll be able to see other people drive it around, and I'm grateful for that.
Maybe you'll be able to rent one day.
I could. Oh, you think I could lease one for like a week?
There you go.
Like a month. I just want it for a little bit. I just want to be able to drive it around. I need a rich friend who will let me borrow the DeLorean.
Yes.
Well, we all know Mike is going to instantly start saving up for one of those. So eventually he'll own one, and
we'll go in together. Mike, you're listening to
seat.
this, and we're going to save up together every penny we have. Now, it's not going to my daughter's college fund. It's going to the new DeLorean that you and I are going to buy.
If everyone who watches and listens to this podcast will donate $1 toward Liam's DeLorean fund.
Every week in this in moderation, I'm going to bring up the DeLorean, and we're going to save money, and we're all going to get there together to this new DeLorean.
If you want to see,
and then we'll have a nice convention, and we'll get like the red carpet, and everybody will be outside, and we'll be ready, and Liam will drive up in the DeLorean, and the wings will open, and he'll get out and walk the red carpet.
I'll be dressed as like the doctor. Wait, not the doctor. I was gonna say the doctor. It's from Doctor Who. Just as,
the doctor from Doctor Who.
Yes, no.
Just piss everybody off.
I don't even remember the fucking scientist's name in it because I've never seen the movies. But I'll be dressed as him, and it'll be
my favorite part about this is like you are intentionally not watching the movies so you can perpetuate the joke.
Yes, I would make sure if I own one, I would make sure I never saw the movies because it would be too much of a good joke to let go of. Yeah, that's the plan. Welcome to No Longer in Moderation. Welcome to Obtaining a DeLorean, where every week we just try and talk about how we can get our hands on one for at least a little bit.
So we'll just change the definition for you. What you want is 10 DeLoreans. So one DeLorean is in moderation.
I cut back my expectations. Gosh, it's funny. Well, if people wanted to know more about what to be grateful for, where do they find you?
You can follow me on all major socials and a few minor at today.iam.grateful.
I like that. And
when TikTok was like, threatening that they were going to get banned, there were all those little, minor social medias that launched. And so I created accounts on several of them. And so I exist in small, random corners.
Oh, don't worry. Now that Fox is buying TikTok, I'm sure they'll make a comeback. And you're already on them.
I actually had a mini viral the other day on Clapper. Easily, I mean, it's hands down the most viewed video I've ever had on there. And I will have you know.
I'm thinking to myself, isn't that the gay app? No, that's Grindr, not Clapper.
No, Clapper.
Let's get this right.
A video go viral on grinder.
I'm also monetized on there, and so like I have this really, really awesome income coming from there. I believe that I am up to 12 cents.
Clapper.
Damn.
Like I said, there's a few minor corners of the internet.
That's getting us so much closer to the DeLorean. And if you would like to just throw that in our fund, I'd be
hey, the 12 cents is yours. I'm going to mail it to you by check, but unfortunately, the stamp costs like, what are they, 75 cents?
Hey, wasn't that a great time? Listen to the podcast. You were just, I'm assuming you were just listening to In Moderation. So if you go ahead and hit the 5-star button, is that a thing? The like button?
That's a thing.
No.
Yep.
The like button
5
on YouTube.
stars.
If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Not the dislike button. That's a bad button. The
Bad
like
button.
Bad
Don't
button.
touch.
Hit all the other buttons. The share. You can go check out
all those things.
Subscribe. Go check out our Patreon. Yeah. We do have a Patreon. It's free to join if you want, or you could give us some money. That'd be really cool, like $1 or $2. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have.
That's where you'll find all the news for this.
We're super appreciative. You can find all sorts of other stuff there. We do giveaways, I think, sometimes.
Sometimes.
All that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, peace.